Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for everybody's patience. I'm Alicia, the creatrix of Holistic. As you know, I am joined by my absolutely incredible guest, Esmeralda. She's a very intuitive lady. And I just don't want to, I'm very aware of everyone's timing and everything because you might have planned for this to start earlier. So I'm just going to go ahead and begin because we weren't able to stream in both groups. I'll just introduce myself very quickly. I know a lot of people of you do know me, but I'm going to just share with you who I really am. So I am the creatrix of my own brand, Holistic, and this brand is spiritual life coaching. This is because I am a medicine woman, healer, teacher, a light master, a shaman, and yes, a priestess. What does that mean? That means that I serve in my community. And as you know, I've created my own community here. So what do I align with? I align with self-love, self-acceptance, the act of letting go, indigenous wisdom and teachings. I myself am Métis. Meditations, journeying through drumming specifically, and even journeying specifically within the dream time. And of course, I love crystal work. I follow my own inner wisdom, my intuition. And I'm also trained in violet healing, which is a branch of energetic NLP, which is just like Reiki on steroids. And I really connect with ancestral guides, my own personal ancestral guides, spirit guides, sacred medicine, and specifically what we're going to be talking about is the moon. So I also want to mention specifically Grandmother Moon, who is definitely here with us. So I believe in empowering and inspiring women just like yourself to heal and to really enlighten themselves through facilitation. So that's just a really quick intro of myself, and I want to just get started on what you're actually going to learn today. So very excited to be here and collaborating with Esmeralda, who's going to be later joining us with song. I'm so excited for that. The moon, which is also guiding us. Very excited to work with and dive into this magic of the moon cycles with you. So the moon has been guiding us and all of humanity really for centuries, not just women in women's circles, but all of humanity. It really helps us connect to our inner wisdom, intuition, and helps us set powerful intentions, but also to release what no longer serves. So today I'm sharing each phase of the moon and what it carries. Well, it'll be the four main phases of the moon and their unique energy and how we can really align with these phases and just create more flow, balance, as well as intention within our lives. So we'll explore those four main phases: new moon, waxing, full moon, and waning moon, and really how they can support us in our personal growth, emotional healing, as well as our own spiritual journey. And by the end of our time together, we'll have a clear understanding of how to work with the moon cycle to support goals and rituals. And because the moon is all about connection, I really would love to hear about you hear from you throughout the session. So please share your thoughts in the chat. And if you are catching replay, that's perfectly fine. You can still comment, and I'll catch you in the comments and reply back. Awesome. Okay, so I guess let's just dive in. Like I said, I want to be aware of everybody's time and I appreciate everyone's time. So let's start with the new moon, that phase of the moon cycle. So the new moon really is that time with darkness in the sky, and it represents a blank slate. This is an ideal phase to set intentions and plant seeds for what you are trying to manifest. I view it that way as a planting. I think that's just because initially when I learned about it, I learned that it was good to plant say things in your garden specifically, or if you were planting flowers or anything like that, that was the best time to plant. And I learned that actually from my dad years ago. And I don't think that he was necessarily trying to share what he like, he didn't think it was that spiritual, but for me, connecting with it, I know that everything is interconnected. And where he is now, better resourced, I know he knows this, and I appreciate that he gave that to me. Anyway, just a little side note. So perfect time for manifesting, this planting of the seeds. It's all about turning inward, connecting into our inner wisdom, and really getting clear on your goals. So during that phase, I love journaling, and I love journaling prompts. So a prompt that I would say for this is, what do I want to create in the next month, in the next 30 days, 28, 38 days during the phase? So what do I want to create, and what steps will bring me closer to this goal? And when you're journaling, there's something very cathartic about writing. And of course, I like to begin that with, say, a candle, just to really bring in spirit, spirit with a capital S, or God of your understanding. And this really is this great time to even create vision boards and meditate on new opportunities, and just really feel into them, getting out of the head, not so much what we think about it, but getting into what we're feeling about it. So if it was new moon, I would prompt you now to be like, what is the one intention that you'd like to set today? And you can even share this in the chat. We'll say that let's just play along in the new moon. What is the one intention that you'd like to set today? And you're welcome to share that in the chat. I'm going to be checking and seeing if there is something, or my co-host might want to chime in if she does want to chime in, if she's viewing comments or anything like that. So yeah, the question was, what is the one intention that I'd like to set today? And yeah, let's move on with waxing moon. So when we're in the waxing moon, that's really the time of building the momentum. We just finished in this this phase. I'm just checking comments. All right, so building momentum, that waxing moon, it's really is this phase where the light grows. So the light of the moon, it's growing, symbolizing action, growth. This is the time to take steps toward intentions and that we've already set. So taking the action steps toward those intentions that were set during the new moon. It's about building momentum and also staying the course, staying consistent. Just checking if there's any comments. Want to go to community home here before I give you another journal prompt. All right, so continuing on. So yeah, we're staying the course. So we're creating those bold action steps within that waxing moon. So you might focus on practical actions like organizing your schedule, starting a project, or even having conversations specifically that align with those goals, or conversations that are going to help you achieve the goal. So you might, an affirmation that would work beautifully for this is, I am confident and capable of creating my dream life, or I am confident and capable of creating the goal that you've already set the intention for. And just prompting everybody here, if you'd like to share in the comments, what is one action step that you could take towards your personal goals? If you care to put that in the comments. Love that if you would. And it's just a really nice way to engage and also, of course, to build up community. So what is that one action that you could take toward your goal? And we're moving on here to the full moon, which is what we're coming up to. Full moon, I believe, falls on, is it Saturday that it falls on? Full moon is just in a few days. So we're really building up this momentum and of the full illumination of the moon. This is the perfect time for reflection and release as everything becomes illuminated so that we know what can be released. So this is the peak of the lunar cycle. And like I said, energy is heightened. Everything is illuminated. Everything comes to light. And it's a time to celebrate wins and also to reflect on what exactly is holding us back. Maybe you've already done all those things, like you've already taken some steps, but maybe you're like, but I haven't let go of these things, these emotions, this fear. So during this phase, a practice of gratitude for how far you've come, like I said, celebrating wins, but also identifying what needs to be released, what emotions, what is, maybe it's not just fear, but maybe it's fear of having the responsibility, fear of fear of what is it called when you're afraid of fear of success? That's what it's called. Fear of success. So identifying those needs that need to be released to make space for the new energy to come in, which is the new blessings. So a ritual I love during this time is writing down whatever you're ready to let go of. What is that a limiting belief, or whether it is a limiting belief like the fear or the an old habit, and then releasing it through, say, you could tear it up, or even releasing it through with fire. I love that. That's something that I've learned about myself, is that I actually clear or release things through fire, and then I manifest through water. Something I learned in my practice. So prompting now, everybody, if you care to share in the comments, what's the one thing that you're proud of this month? Specifically because this is the full moon time. What is the thing that you're proud of? And if you know already, you can even write something that you're ready to release. I see that there's a comment, so I want to check the comments. Oh. Not yet. No, there was another comment for another post. Okay, so continuing on, again, that prompt was what were you proud of for this month, this cycle, and what's the one thing that you're ready to release. And then we'll talk also about our fourth main part of the cycle, main phase of the cycle, which is the waning moon. This is a perfect time for rest and renewal. So as the moons, like the full moon was illuminated and it's full, this is the time where the light decreases and we enter that waning phase. It's that time for rest, cleansing, and reflection. So think of this as that gentle, loving reminder to slow down and recharge. And during this phase, we really focus on, say, self-care, like taking care of ourselves and really nourishing ourselves, detoxing our space, our mind, clearing away, so that we can receive that renewal and we can prepare for the new moon this way. So this is a perfect time in the waning moon phase to ask yourself, what lessons did this cycle teach? And then a secondary question would be, how can I integrate these lessons into my life? So a great prompt for that for us now would be, what is one way that you can nurture yourself during that waning phase, that rest and renewal phase? Okay, so it's beauty to go over this moon cycle, to consider these things, and each phase really does give us the unique opportunity to align with the natural rhythms. And we can review it too, because there's just the 4. So that the new moon, that's that fresh beginning, that planting of the seeds. The waxing is that building of momentum, that taking those steps. And then the full moon is the reflection and the release, which is what we're entering now. And we're going to be doing a small ritual around that, and then we'll conclude with a song that Esmeralda will lead. And then our waning moon is that time of rest and renewal. So all those beautiful, meaningful, natural rhythms, they really do create these rituals for us. And so, yeah, I think that this is a good time to just peek and see if there's any comments. There is. I love this. So this is like what we're proud of. Perfect timing to answer. I love this. Monique says that she's proud of her business accomplishments and she's releasing perfection of all that she does. This is amazing. Yes. And Monique, you have so much to be proud of. This month was such a like a very cathartic time for you, as you know, it was the final month, and all your hard work paid off. And I hope it's okay that I say that you had amazing celebration at the I forgot what it was called, but it was regarding small businesses and receiving awards. So I'm so proud of you, and I'm thrilled to see my sister succeed. Monique, I'm so happy that you're commenting, you're sharing this. This is, it was called TIAC. Awesome. So yeah, I love that. Releasing perfection. Yeah, really perfect. Done is better than perfect. Nice. There is prompts on forgiveness. Esmeralda, did you maybe want to unmute yourself and speak about that? I like that idea.
All right. So hello, everyone. My name is Esmeralda, and I love the idea of forgiveness. And I have this Moonology diary. And full moon really is the time to, celebrate our wins and also let go of what didn't work out so well. So there's 3 full moon forgiveness questions to ask. And I will read them out loud to you. And then I will invite you to write them down for yourself and even share them in the comments if you want. And I will also, to illustrate, share one I would want to release out of this last full moon of the year 2024. So the first question is, what upsets do I need to release from 2024? The second question is, what will happen if I stay angry or upset about this? And question 3 is, what would my life look like if I could release this? So question 1 is the event, the situation. Question 2 is its impact on your emotional, spiritual health. And the third question is what the future could look like. So in my case, I know I didn't really introduce myself due to our delay. So I'll just tell you that I'm a happy and proud mom of 2 young kids. And motherhood has highlighted the difficult relationship I had with my own mother. It's a classic, right? So certain childhood wounds come back through our children. And the relationship we have with them also highlights the relationship we had with our primary carers. So 2 weekends ago, we had huge tension around my mother taking my kids for a weekend. And I resented that she presents it as a help to us. My mom is Colombian. We live in Belgium. My husband is Irish, so we don't have many family members to support us. And She made it very complicated and stressful. And I know that at the same time in Colombia, she's from Colombia, she communicates in a WhatsApp group with her family, and she likes to present herself as this great big savior and to claim that she's doing us this big favor of taking the kids for the weekend, when actually she made it so stressful and complicated. She lives far from us, that it didn't feel like we got much time off or holiday. And as a result, my husband is considering how would we do it in the future. And around New Year and Christmas, we don't know how we are going to manage this. And I can tell that I have a lot of discomfort around that, because she's my mother and she's my kids' grandmother, and she's really the only grandparent I have around. And I believe strongly in love in all relationships, even when they are difficult. And I also want to love myself and my well-being and my kids' well-being, because the stress that I experience ends up trickling down on them, and likewise the stress that my mother was experiencing. So I'm not in a place where I can foresee a solution quite yet. But I know that I don't want to enter into 2025 resenting her for this, for how complicated it is. It's not just that event, is just how difficult our interactions, our communication. I've been learning to say no and to set boundaries in the last few years. And I know that the difficulty I have around that comes from my mom, because she's got a big heart. She's very generous. She loves giving. She genuinely loves. And she's also a master manipulator. And she knows how to use guilt and shame. And she's someone who can't take a no and won't respect the limits I set, the boundaries I set. So what I want to release is my anger and frustration towards how this is not an ideal mother-daughter relationship, or even like grandmother relationship. It's not the ideal I have in my mind. It's not what I wish it would be. And releasing that and trying to forgive her for not being able to be the person I need her to be doesn't mean that I will accept her sometimes inappropriate behaviors, and that I won't continue setting my boundaries, even if some of these boundaries might create further conflict, which for me as a sun in Libra is very, very hard to handle. I would tend to people please in order to avoid conflict. So this probably sounds very minor to you all, because she didn't do anything bad to me per se through that. But because I'm such an idealist who wants to have this peaceful, harmonious relationship with everyone, and especially the people I love in my life, that's one very hard for me to accept. So I really hope, one of the things I do love about Women's Circle and any form of gatherings is that there's the power of being together. And I find that a wish, an intention becomes much stronger if I express it in a group than if I just do it on my own. So I wanted to voice this today in order to give you an example, for one, and give you time to write down your own story. Invite you to also be vulnerable and share it here if you feel called to do it. But again, also because I know that if I say it out loud, it's like calling in the universe to witness how I am struggling with this, how I myself, at my small human level, I don't have a solution for it. I cannot change my mom, and I cannot change myself in a day. I have to accept that there's the little girl in me who still wishes she can be friends with everyone and that she would never get into a fight or dispute with anyone, and who hurts whenever that happens. And yeah, asking for the universe, my guides, whatever force all of you present in the live or in the replay believe in, to support that need. I have to forgive her for not being able to answer my need for peace, and forgive myself for yet not being able to accept her the way she is. This perfect mother that she is to me, the same way I am an imperfect mother to my own children. So that's my forgiveness. That's why I said to you, forgiveness ritual is super important to me, because there's a lot that comes through that. And as the third question invites, it frees a lot of space if we can actually let go of this anger and upset. If I can't, it's going to stay at the back of my head, like we talk about mental charge. And mental charge can be remembering to pack my kids' snacks for school. But it can also be this whole, am I sending a message to my mom? Am I not? Am I, acknowledging that I'm thinking of her? Or does this open a whole door for criticism? And it's gonna be like this, these annoying songs that you can't get rid of, these earworms, and you actually hate the song, but it's still at the back of your mind. That's what it would feel to me if I stayed stuck on that episode 2 weekends ago. No, last weekend, actually. That's how it would feel. It would feel like that song that won't leave my head and leave me in peace, that I don't want to hear anymore. And if I could release it, like everything is, like when you free some mental charge load, right? You have more thinking space, your head is clearer, you can let in some downloads, and you have much more physical energy through healing emotionally. I strongly believe there is a connection between the body, and I'm sure you do as well. Alicia, I don't know if you're a healer, but I sensed you are. I don't think you announced it. Yes, I think emotional healing has a huge impact. No, I don't think, I believe in autoimmune disorder and other issues. And I have some, and I know they are linked to all that I haven't been able to release yet. So this was a bit of a long share, but then you got a deeper introduction to who I am and a bit of my life, perhaps, than if I had given you a more formal intro. So that's what I wanted to share. I'm going to repeat one more time the 3 questions in case you didn't get to write them down, and tell you again. So this comes from the Moonology Diary by astrologer Yasmin Boland. And she offers all these prompts, just like Alicia done, around the lunar cycle. So here, this full moon forgiveness contains 3 prompts. What upsets do I need to release from 2024? What will happen if I stay angry or upset about this? What would my life look like if I could release this? I'm really taking the trouble to repeat them because I've given you one example, but I strongly believe that all of us have more than one thing to release. So you probably want to take the time after this. You still have quite a few days before 2024. I believe you can still write not only the full moon energy, but just the end of the year cycle energy to continue releasing and bringing forgiveness into your life. That's what I wanted to share.
Well, that is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that it was definitely channeled. Like I said, I believe that you are very intuitive, and yeah, that was definitely channeled because I was like, this is something I want to hear and need to hear. I feel like it was you are the medicine. You were giving me medicine today, and I appreciate that so much. And I did share some things in comments because I didn't want to forget. I put how I love the impact of without forgiveness, how it impacts our life, and then to vision our life with forgiveness. Yeah, I love that. So there's incentive. So there's even a seed planted for the desire to forgive. I love that. And it's true. We do heal when we are seen and heard. So I think that's another reason that you're here and you're sharing and that you're able to bring this in. And like you mentioned, to even receive this even from the universe, but we receive also so much here in sisterhood and in community. Yeah. Thank you again. So vulnerably sharing. I think this is a really good time. Our hearts are really set for a good time for the meditation. It is going to be not too long of a meditation. So, but if you are somewhere, like if you were driving, please don't please don't drive and do the meditation. Please make sure that you have the space for it. This will be here in the group for replay. Yes, please make sure that you're doing this at a good time for yourself. But yeah, we'll keep it shorter, and then we'll conclude with Esmeralda's song as well. And I'll share lyrics for that. So just starting music. And let's begin with just a really cleansing breath. And just to think of that cleansing breath as a way to come back into the heart center, the body. Removing ourselves from headspace. I always like to say, receive the breath from the universe, finding the beginning, middle, and end of breath. So now maybe a good time, if you haven't already, to close your eyes. And here we're going to use our mind's eye, that center of head, third eye. And here we're going to create a space. The space looks like outside in nature, where you are safe and warm. And you're warmed by this fire in front of you. It's nighttime. The sky is full of stars. But really, the sky is illuminated and lit up by its beautiful fullness of the moon. Grandmother Moon is here, shining her light on you. You notice that you are safe, safely surrounded by your guides, by all your loving guides, angels, goddess guides, your loving ancestor guides, and even your animal guides. They all surround you, supporting you, giving you love. All are with you. So with that love and support that you're surrounded by, this is a perfect setting to receive a message. And this is going to appear as in a word, as one word. And to receive this, we're going to asking universe, asking our goddess guides, asking ancestral guides, angels, receiving this now from the universe and asking, what am I ready to release? This word appears above you, like a large bubble. And you see this word above you, in front of you. Hold space for that. Hold space for what you're releasing. Honor it. Perhaps it's an emotion, fear, anger, resentment. Now see yourself reaching out in front of you and grabbing this word, bringing it closer. And as you bring it closer, notice how it becomes smaller. It's not as big as it appeared. It's so small that it fits inside of your hands. It's time to let this go. You are ready. You have the capability to release this. Take this word that you hold in your hands and give it up to the fire in front of you. It's no longer needed. No longer serves. You're capable of releasing this now. This is a good time to express our gratitude to the universe, to the God of your understanding. And also to express our gratitude from all our guides, all the angels, perhaps goddess guides, your ancestor guides, your animal guides, giving them all gratitude as they've supported you in this ritual. Perhaps you embrace them. You're saying goodbye to all the guides now. Till another time that you can meet. And the sky It's once again illuminated up by Grandmother Moon, sparkling even brighter now. Shining on that beautiful light. Allow yourself to be bathed in this light. This beautiful cleansing, light that fills you with the emotion of gratitude and love. Inviting everyone to take a deep breath. Releasing it, exhaling through your mouth. If you haven't moved in a little while, perhaps you decided to wiggle or move your arms, toes, hands. Coming back. Opening your eyes when you're ready. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Such a beautiful, beautiful time to do this as we are upcoming here with the full moon and all these illuminated emotions, energies that are present to us. I'm inviting my wonderful co-host Esmeralda to take over and.
Yes, I'm back. It's so funny when you said cleansing, I heard clumsy.
Oh, no, cleansing.
But it's perfect because it was really the invitation. Oh, okay, that's the thing I need to release, that old belief that I'm clumsy, that old identity, that limited self. So I'm going to invite everyone to sing with me the song of Alexa's Sunshine Rose. It's called I Release Control, which is perfectly fitting with the current theme. Of course, we will not be able to hear you sing. Only I will dare the risk of ridicule. But out there, wherever you are, and especially if you're alone, just go ahead and sing as loud as you can, because singing, same as any movement practice, is a beautiful way to release old patterns, old stuck energies that can indeed clog out your body with all these diseases we don't need. So that's why this song is so beautiful to sing. I'm going to play it in the background and sing along. If the quality of the sound with the music in the background is not good, please let me know, Alicia, and I will stop it and I will just sing a cappella. I will disclose that I am no professional singer. I'm just someone who loves singing but has no training. So I'm not promising this will be beautiful, but it's not about aesthetics or pleasing even. It's really about letting it inside your body. And of course, the strongest way to do so will be with you singing along, again, not caring about how you sound, but about how it makes you feel. So here it comes. Starts with a beautiful bowl sound. Can you hear it on your end, Alicia? I still just singing bowls. and you have um, the lyrics. Put it a bit louder. How's this? Or is this too loud? And I'll get back to the lyrics for myself as well. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow. Oh, so I am clumsy after all. I decided to sing it without the lyrics, but I stopped the music as a result of closing my computers. I apologize. I was just entering in the mood where just repeating the same lyrics on and on has this hypnotic effect. And I wanted to fully get into it, and I thought I would get rid of the screen that is in front of me, but that was such a good idea. So, another blooper. That's okay, we can start from the beginning. And if you hadn't started singing yet, I think by now you know what the lyrics are. Control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. So the song actually lasts about 7 minutes. I cut it a bit short because if you're falling asleep, you might want to head out to your bed instead. What I love about singing as well is I don't know if you could hear the changes in my voice. The upcoming full moon is actually a full moon in Gemini, which in astrology is the sign of communication. And during Alicia's beautiful meditation, I had actually the blue light of the throat chakra, and you may have seen me bring my hand to the throat chakra because that's where I felt I needed healing. And with songs, with meaningful songs like this one, spiritual songs, if you feel that you're struggling to sing it, sometimes it actually is highlighting some blockages you have. And for me, it was very clear that the where I was struggling the most was actually singing the word control. I don't know if you noticed, because I am someone who I'm changing, but I used to be a control freak. And so clearly there's still some journeying to do in order to be fully able to embrace the words in this song. My head came in a lot with, are you singing too loud? Is the music too loud? Knowing my kids are sleeping upstairs, and I heard some movement and I thought my husband might come in and complain. So this is also something that I love sharing. At the very beginning of my spiritual journey as a leader, if I can call myself that. And I took forever to take that step because I thought that spiritual leaders should be fully healed in order to exemplify what healing looks like, until I realized that that was an illusion and that we are all forever healing. Even the people I admire, like, I don't know if you know Tara Brach, and bringing that human side to any ceremony, I think might be becoming my own personal signature, sharing with you what I see as my failings, when I think I'm not advanced enough on my enlightenment path, and who am I then to teach and share. But I hope that by showing my vulnerable, raw, imperfect side, I allow others to love that part of themselves as well. So I didn't intend to speak after the singing, but I felt I needed to share that. I felt my throat chakra needs some healing. The full moon is coming here on Sunday morning, the 15th. I am in Europe, so it's CET time zone. I think we are ahead of time from you, by 8 hours to you, I believe, Alicia.
Yeah.
You're with Mountain Time, so I posted it in my event, and I can share it again with you if you want the times for those other zones, and even a link to a converter if you want to know. And anyway, time is not linear, so if you don't feel like you're feeling released, forgiven for that crucial date, don't worry. Like I said, full moon energies can be felt several days before the actual full moon and several days after. It's said that it's 6 days, 3 before and 3 after. And personally, my kids had nightmares and difficult nights coming up to the full moon, and I myself tend to have insomnia. So I know those energies are already there, already working through us. And like I said as well, we will benefit from the energies of the closing of the year to continue working through, releasing, freeing that third chakra, in my case, maybe in yours as well. So that's another invitation. And I will let Alicia take the mic again.
Thank you. Well, that was so beautiful. No, I really appreciate you bringing this in, and also, drawing our attention to the healing aspect. And I love that you shared that's what's happening with you. And it is true. Like, if you've done some healing, that doesn't mean that you're on cloud nine, right? You're not forever there. There's always layers and layers to it, and especially as leaders, I think that's one thing that's important to exemplify, that there's continual healing, not to be like it's perfect, because it's not. It's unfolding, and it's unfolding for you or for us. Yeah, it has been obviously a pleasure. I love spending time, and I appreciate everybody, especially their patience. I'm going to, with that, finish the day, because it has been a long class, but I've enjoyed it so much, and especially enjoyed the collaboration with my friend, colleague, and sister. So appreciate Esmeralda, and appreciate everybody and their time that they've spent watching and everything. Like I said, I am going to be following up if there's comments later with watches. I'll also check in the other group, the spiritual network group. Maybe we should, if you can, Esmeralda, mention your group, make a post of your network group, spiritual. It's Women's Spiritual Network. I'm like, wait, let's get this right. Yes, if you could make a post for there as well.
It's the Spiritual Ladies Network.
Yes. If we could put the link whenever you can, that'd be awesome. So that the communities both continue to grow and flourish. I love that. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm just going to go to the other page. There we go. Thank you again, and lots of love till next time.